Have you ever wondered why only 1% of people truly rise above the ordinary? Why some seem unstoppable, calm in chaos, focused under pressure, unshaken by doubt, while everyone else collapses under the smallest challenge? The answer isn't luck. It isn't talent. It's mindset. Because the difference between mediocrity and greatness lives in one place, the mind. And today, I'm going to show you how to think like the 1%, how to build a mind that refuses to break, how to become the kind of person who bends reality instead of being bent by it. This is the Untamed Mind, how to think like the 1%. Lesson 1, master your inner war. Your greatest enemy isn't out there. It's not the system, it's not other people, it's you. The voice that whispers, you're not ready. The same voice that says, you'll start tomorrow. That voice is your inner resistance, the invisible chain keeping 99% of people trapped where they are. The 1% know this truth. Your mind is a battlefield. Every doubt, every excuse, every impulse, it's an attack. And every time you surrender to comfort, you lose ground in this war. To win, you need discipline. Not the soft kind that depends on motivation, but the brutal kind that acts regardless of feeling. When your mind says rest, discipline says one more round. When your fear screams stop, discipline whispers keep going. Remember, comfort is the assassin of progress. The 1% build resilience by walking straight into discomfort, because they know the fire that burns others is the same fire that forges them. So the next time you feel fear, don't run. Stare it down. Fear is just weakness leaving your mind. If you want to think like the 1%, you must win the inner war first. Because victory doesn't start when the world believes in you. It starts when you finally believe in yourself. If this message hits you, it's because the battle has already begun. Don't quit now. Push through. Your stronger self is waiting on the other side. Lesson 2, learn to think long-term. The majority live in cycles of instant gratification. They want results now, validation now, success now. That's why they never reach anything lasting, because real power grows in silence over time. The 1% think in decades, not days. They plant seeds and nurture them while others scroll, complain, and give up. They understand that patience isn't weakness, it's the ultimate weapon. The impatient mind chases pleasure. The disciplined mind builds empires. Think about a blacksmith. Every swing of the hammer looks meaningless until the blade is finished. That's how the 1% operate. They know that consistency is more powerful than intensity. Small, relentless action beats loud, inconsistent effort every single time. So here's your challenge. Stop asking, how long will it take? And start asking, how far can I go if I never stop? The world is full of people who quit a few steps before greatness. But the 1%, they outlast, they endure, they finish. And one day, when the results finally appear, the same people who doubted you will call it luck. But you'll know. It was patience. Keep watering your seed. The tree is growing even when you can't see it. Every second you stay consistent, you move closer to becoming unstoppable. Lesson 3. Control your emotions or be controlled. Most people are emotional slaves. They get angry and destroy their own peace. They get jealous and lose focus. They get afraid and stop moving. But the 1%, they are calm in the storm. They feel everything, but they act from clarity, not chaos. The weak mind reacts. The strong mind observes. Think of your emotions as wild horses. If you let them run freely, they'll throw you off and trample your goals. But if you learn to ride them, they'll carry you farther than you ever imagined. When you're angry, breathe. When you're afraid, act anyway. When you're unsure, focus on what you can control. Control isn't about being cold or robotic. It's about using emotion as fuel instead of letting it burn you down. The moment you can stay calm when everything around you is falling apart, you've already joined the 1%. You don't control the world, you control how you show up in it. And that's where real power begins. Now take a second. Think of the last time you let emotions drive you off track. That moment doesn't define you, but your next reaction will. Prove to yourself that you're no longer a prisoner of emotion. Act with power. Lesson 4. Question everything. The 99% live on autopilot. They believe what they're told. They follow the crowd, obey trends, and repeat the same patterns, all while wondering why nothing changes. But the 1%? They question everything. Every belief, every assumption, every rule. They understand that society rewards conformity, but only innovation changes the world. They know that most truths are just opinions repeated enough times to sound real. The 1% aren't rebels for attention, they're rebels for clarity. They refuse to accept limits they didn't test themselves. Ask yourself, who told you what success means? Who told you what's possible for someone like you? And why did you believe them? Every breakthrough begins with a question. Every revolution begins with doubt. When you think like the 1%, you stop asking for permission to exist. You start creating your own rules, guided by purpose, not pressure. So next time the world tells you that's impossible, smile. Because that's exactly what they said to every person who ever changed it. Don't be afraid to stand alone. That's where visionaries stand. Your perspective is your power. Protect it. Lesson 5. Take absolute responsibility. Here's a harsh truth. As long as you blame others, you'll stay powerless. Excuses are poison to the mind. They make you feel better for a moment and destroy your future forever. The 1% own everything. Their wins, their losses, their pain, their choices. When something goes wrong, they don't say, "Why me?" They say, "What can I learn?" That's the mindset of a leader, someone who doesn't wait for circumstances to change because they know they are the circumstance. If you lost money, it's your lesson. If someone betrayed you, it's your test. If life hit you, it's your opportunity to rise harder than before. Responsibility isn't about guilt. It's about power, because the moment you stop blaming, you start creating. Every time you say, "It's on me," you reclaim control over your life. The world doesn't owe you anything, but you owe yourself everything. Your future self is watching every decision you make right now. Make it proud. The 1% aren't victims of reality, they're architects of it. And that starts the moment you stop pointing fingers and start using both hands to build. Own your path. No one's coming to save you, but no one can stop you either. Lesson 6. The power of solitude. Most people can't be alone with their thoughts for even a few minutes. They need noise, distraction, validation. But solitude is where the 1% sharpen their minds, because silence reveals what noise hides. It shows you who you really are, without filters, without masks. Every great thinker, leader, and warrior mastered solitude. They used silence as a weapon, to strategize, to reflect, to grow. When you sit alone in silence, you start hearing the voice that matters most, your own. The weak fear it because it confronts them with truth. The strong embrace it because it forges them into something unbreakable. Solitude isn't loneliness. It's alignment. It's where the dream becomes clear and the vision becomes unstoppable. So take time alone. Disconnect from the noise. Train your mind to find peace in stillness. Because a quiet mind is a powerful mind, and a powerful mind changes everything. You don't need the crowd's approval. You need your own commitment. Lesson 7. Turn pain into power. The 1% have something the rest don't. They know how to suffer with purpose. While most run from pain, they chase it. Because they know pain is the doorway to transformation. Every scar you have is proof that you survived. But what if you learn to use that pain as energy, not memory? When you lift weights, what makes you stronger is the resistance. Life works the same way. Your struggles aren't punishments, they're training. They're sharpening your focus, testing your resolve, and building your endurance for the life you say you want. The truth? You can't pray for strength and expect an easy path. The only way to become unbreakable is to break and rebuild yourself stronger every time. So stop asking for comfort, ask for growth. Stop running from pain, absorb it, learn from it, turn it into your weapon. The 1% understand this. Adversity isn't the enemy, it's the initiation. It's life's way of asking, how bad do you really want it? Let every failure fuel you. Let every wound remind you that you're still standing. And remember, the strongest steel is always forged in fire. rise from your pain. That's how legends are made. Lesson 8. Think abundantly. Scarcity is a prison built by fear. It tells you there's not enough time, money, opportunity, talent, but that's a lie. The 1% think abundantly. They see opportunity where others see obstacles. They don't compete, they create. They don't chase, they attract. Abundance starts with gratitude, because when you appreciate what you have, you open your mind to what's possible. The world reflects your beliefs. If you think small, you live small. If you think big, you become unstoppable. Look around. Everything great started with someone who refused to think limited. So don't say, I can't afford it. Say, how can I create it? Don't say, that's impossible. Say, what would make it possible? The 1% build their own opportunities through belief, action, and relentless vision. And remember, your thoughts are architects. They design your future in silence before the world ever sees it. So feed your mind abundance, not limitation, because your reality will always follow your focus. Lesson 9. Discipline over motivation. Motivation is unreliable. It fades when you're tired, bored, or scared. But discipline endures. The 1% don't wait to feel ready. They act first, emotions later. They understand that every choice compounds. Small daily wins build massive transformation. You don't need to do everything. You just need to do something every day without fail. Discipline is freedom disguised as effort. It gives you control over your body, your time, your destiny. Most people want success, but they don't want the repetition that creates it. But the 1% know repetition is where mastery lives. Wake up early. Do the work no one claps for. Stay consistent when no one's watching. And when you finally reach the top, you'll realize something powerful. Discipline didn't just build your success, it built you. Stay consistent. Your future self is counting on you. Lesson 10. Become untamed. Everything you've learned comes down to this. The 1% don't live life. They command it. They don't wait for permission. They take responsibility. They don't follow trends. They create legacy. They think with clarity, act with precision, and move with purpose. To think like the 1% is to live with courage when fear is everywhere. To stay focused when distractions scream your name. To keep faith when results haven't shown yet. The untamed mind doesn't need comfort, it needs conquest. It doesn't seek ease, it seeks evolution. You were not born to blend in. You were born to rise, to lead, to become the version of yourself that once scared you. The question is, will you? Will you keep living like the 99%, chasing comfort, doubting your power? Or will you rise, sharpen your mind, and claim your place among the 1%? The choice is yours. No one will make it for you. So get up. Start now. And never look back. Because the moment you decide to think like the 1%, the world will have no choice but to treat you like one. If this message awakens something in you, prove it. Drop a comment and tell me how you'll start thinking differently from today. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. And subscribe, because this is just the beginning of your evolution. Your mind is your kingdom. Rule it or be ruled by it.